Hi, this is Neil's on Dynasty. Please like, share, and subscribe. Buy some silver and platinum, most especially platinum. Fractional's good. And be kind, helpful, and grateful, because it's better than being a jerk. Uh, that's not what this is about. This is about competition of major powers. It's going to be rather interesting. This is about, let's see here. The U.S. and EU announced multi-billion-dollar Lobito Rail Corridor project to break China's grip on Africa. Let's see here. It is, I'd say maybe a half hour old. Give them some time here. Let's see what this is about.
On September 9, 2023, the United States and the European Union released a joint statement on their support for Angola, Zambia, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo's commitment to further develop the Lobito Corridor, connecting the Southern Democratic Republic of the Congo and northwestern Zambia to regional and global trade markets via the port of Lobito in Angola. The statement said, "The partnership will combine financial resources and technical know-how to accelerate the Lobito corridor development, including investments in digital access and agricultural value chains that will increase regional competitiveness." The statement also added that, as an immediate next step, the United States and the European Union will support the governments in launching pre-feasibility studies for the construction of the new Zambia-Lobito railway line from eastern Angola through northern Zambia. This builds on the initial U.S.-led support to refurbish the railway section from the Lobito port in Angola to the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Furthermore, the U.S. and European Union expressed interest in assisting with finding investors for the project, which according to U.S. government officials will cost more than $1 billion. This announcement was heralded by many as a key development in both the race for Africa's much sought-after minerals and the battle for Africa being fought between China and the West. The release of this joint statement from the U.S. and European Union followed the Democratic Republic of Congo, Angola, and Zambia making public their intention to revive a trade route dating back to colonial times. This route, known as the Lobito Corridor, traces its roots back to the early 20th century when Belgium and Portugal collaborated to construct the railway tracks connecting Lobito and Angola with the copper-rich region of Katanga in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The construction spanned from 1902 to 1929, creating a vital transport link that facilitated the movement of resources and goods. However, the corridor faced a severe setback during the civil war that erupted in Angola following its independence in 1975. The conflict led to the collapse of the transport route, and for decades, it remained neglected and overshadowed by the geopolitical turbulence of the region.
Geopolitical.
Plays us for food. But in recent years, there has been a renewed interest in reviving the Lobito corridor, driven by the joint efforts of the DRC, Zambia, and Angola, which collectively make up the Copper Belt. The primary motivation behind this revival is the desire to establish an alternative route for transporting minerals from the African Copper Belt to global markets. With the growing demand for various ores, particularly those critical to the energy transition market, such as cobalt, countries within the Copper Belt, like the DRC, have emerged as major players. Indeed, the DRC now accounts for over 2/3 of the world's cobalt production. As cobalt is a crucial component in the manufacturing of batteries for electric vehicles and other electronic products, the demand for these minerals has surged globally. However,
Okay, first off, I gotta just say one thing. If you just saw how those people were mining, there was like 500 of them all grabbing handfuls of rocks and taking them to a certain destination. If they got serious and had some development and infrastructure for their mining processes, they'd probably get a lot more ore out of the ground and have a lot less sick and injured people, because that didn't look too healthy or safe, the way those people would walk around that hillside picking up those rocks and walking around. Let's go back to the story.
these minerals from the Copper Belt are currently transported via trailers from the belt to Durban, South Africa, where they are loaded onto ships headed mainly for China. The journeys are long and arduous, and they limit market accessibility primarily to China. Therefore, the DRC, Angola, and Zambia want to revive the Lobito corridor as a strategic move to shorten transportation distances, enabling them to diversify their markets and reduce dependency on a single destination, notably China.
Lines are being drawn.
The motivations for reviving the Lobito corridor on the part of Angola, Zambia, and the DRC are clear, but what is in it for the US and European Union? Experts say the Lobito corridor's revival isn't just about infrastructure for the US and European Union. It's a strategic chess move on the African chessboard against China. China currently exerts significant control over the copper belt supply chains, with over $1 billion invested in Angolan railways alone. Similarly, extensive Chinese mining projects in DRC and Zambia funnel a large portion of the belt's ores back to.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That is not an efficient way to mine. It's not efficient, it's not safe, it's not healthy, and it's not productive.
China. Thus, for the US and European Union, supporting the Lobito corridor is a multi-pronged strategy to secure access to critical minerals like cobalt, crucial for electric vehicle batteries, diversifying their green energy supply chains, and lessening dependence on China. Support for the Lobito corridor is also for economic leverage. Offering an alternative trade route to the European Union and US markets weakens China's grip on the copper belt's resources, potentially increasing competition and driving down prices. Additionally, there's a geopolitical influence angle. By investing in Africa's infrastructure,
geopolitical is the new charts. Look at all the change this geopolitical stuff is bringing.
And offering an alternative economic partnership, the US and European Union aim to win over African nations, countering China's growing influence on the continent.
Okay, first off, I have to say, wow, it was probably a year and a half ago I did a report on China getting kicked out of a couple countries because they mine with arsenic and just let it go, and it goes into their little rivers and streams, and it was polluting a large portion of this one country, and I do not recall the name of it, and they actively kicked out all Chinese. So when you hear One Belt Road Initiative, China taking over, blah blah blah, there's always a flip side of the coin. You're not being told the whole truth. There are several African countries, a majority of them, that do not care for China. Now let's get back to the story.
While much remains to be done, the Lobito corridor revival is picking up steam. The entire corridor consists of a 1,840-kilometer railway line stretching from the Angolan port city of Lobito to the border with the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, near Luo, and additional infrastructure like roads, an international airport for Lobito, an ore shipping terminal, and a dry port. Currently, only the Angolan section of the railway is operational, stretching 1,348 kilometers and boasting operational tracks, roads, the airport, and port infrastructure. However, the DRC side presents the true bottleneck due to dilapidated railways and lack of government investment. Nevertheless, positive progress is evident. A consortium led by Trafigura has secured operating rights, committing $500 million to upgrade rolling stock and infrastructure. Apart from US and European Union funding, the African Development Bank and World Bank have also pledged funding. If all goes according to plan, the revitalized corridor.
Okay, when you hear those two words, the African Central Bank and the European Central Bank are going to fund this. Okay, well, there's a CCP central bank as well, and they're all work together. So when they say, this is a move by America and Europe as a chess piece, it's being backed by the same money that backs the opposition. Just to, bring that to light to you guys. Somebody's getting played. I think it's us.
will be operational by 2035, transporting 3 billion tons of goods annually. Once the transportation infrastructure connecting all three countries is completely operational, the corridor will improve export opportunities for Zambia, Angola, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, increase regional trade, and facilitate citizen mobility. Also, travel time will reduce significantly because rail is faster than road. Compared to the month-long truck journey to Durban, the Lobito route promises speedy 8-day hauls, reducing the logistics costs and carbon footprint of exporting metals, agricultural goods, and other items, as well as future mineral discoveries. Speedy transport will also open up new markets and reduce reliance on Chinese dominance.
Anyhow, we're going to end the story there. It's kind of sort of already gone too long. It's over 10 minutes there, along with my BS in the middle and beginning and end here. Just keep in mind, the same money that is backing Chinese initiatives in Africa is the same money back in America and the EU's initiatives in Africa. So the real pawns here are America, the EU, and China. So you have to ask yourself, who's the puppet master if those countries are the pawns? Think about it.